So you got your movie, something's missing. You need that epic, like sweeping, flying the helicopter shot. You need a helicopter shot.
Helicopter.
What is helicopter?
Helicopter.
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 So this is 5 levels of getting a helicopter shot in a movie. Honestly, I've only referred to it as a helicopter shot ever, but I guess you call it an aerial shot or like a ultra wide sweeping shot or something. But it's really popular in like rom-coms to establish the place they're in, either the city or the like exotic location, because in rom-coms the place is also a character usually. This is also for like sci-fi or adventure movies. Usually the incredible epic location needs a helicopter shot to really let you know where you are. Level 1, camera on a high thing, like a building, way up high looking down. Maybe you're up on a really tall ladder or just a big rock. To really sell the effect, you might want to get a really long lens, like a long zoom lens, to give you that experience of being far away and like looking out into the distance kind of thing. The trouble it costs you is getting the camera there, which is not much trouble usually. Moving on. Level 2. Camera on a stick. Remember the selfie stick that everybody decided as a society was a scourge? They even make really long sticks you can put a camera on. There, you just aim down, again, long lens, and all of a sudden now you got your sweeping vista, whatever. Just obviously don't show the pole. There we go. So we can put it up in the air, and I keep saying long lens, but it's actually, this is a 360 camera, so it's got a really wide angle lens on it. If you're really close to the camera, a wide angle lens exaggerates things, and so as long as you can hide the pole somehow, you look really far away with having the camera not that far away. So good for, good to have wide angle lenses when you're too close to something. Good to have long lenses when you're need to be far away from something. That's kind of the logic, I feel like. And a lot of times in like public places where the airspace is controlled, because this is going to be an ongoing thing with helicopter stuff, having a camera on a stick doesn't have to fall into that jurisdiction usually. You're safe to do kind of what you want to do. Moving on. Number 3, consumer drone. They go from a couple $100 to several $1,000s. They're getting better every day. They're getting more reliable every day. A lot of them have stabilization, and some of them even have, really good lenses on there and really good recording codecs, like sub cinema camera level video recording. If you've done real estate, or if you've done, like adventure stuff in the last 10 years, drones are just everywhere. The trade-off is they're a big flying thing that's super dangerous. So not only are they expensive and fragile, but the FAA, Federal Aviation Administration, I got that right? Treat them like helicopters, because they basically are. So usually you need a drone license certificate. You usually need permits. You usually have to file a flight plan. There's a lot of places like government buildings or like places in the city that are just banned for drones because it's a no-fly zone. And so, yeah, that's why you have to do other stuff. But for a lot of things, especially if you're out of town, drones are awesome. So now we have the crane or the jib, like a tripod or a vehicle with a big long arm on it. And at the end of it is camera. And sometimes it's telescoping and articulating, and you bring the crane up, or you bring the jib up, and you do the look down. So it's kind of like camera on a pole, but there's a level of mobility to it sometimes. But there's also, you can go higher up because they're more stable. You can also get into a situation where this is replacing the overhead shot that you would get from a helicopter. This is an older picture. Again, a lot of places where helicopters / drones now are just not going to work. That's where you have a camera crane or a jib. It's a safer option. It's still kind of dangerous, and it's going to grab attention, but it's not going to be ridiculous like a helicopter and or drone. It's an industry standard thing. It has been forever, and now they're getting really creative how they're making these guys. You see them everywhere. They're really cool. They're, you know, blacked out like sports cars with the Russian arm on top. A lot of times these guys are such specialists that this is their own company. So like a production will bring these guys in to operate the whole thing, the car, the camera, the whole thing. And you get really exotic with it. Like this thing does it in the snow. 4-wheel drive on tracks in the snow. I mean, it's wild. So honorable mention, miniatures. This picture right here, you know, the one thing that gives it away is obviously the dude is standing there, but it's also kind of a normal lens, and so it looks fake because everything is sort of the way we perceive it. Whereas if you did a longer lens, these buildings would compress together more, and it would be more of a, you know, the far away look. So yeah, it's been a trick forever. It's miniatures are really cool. Here's the Harry Potter one. There's a lot of upsides to using miniatures. It is kind of a dying art, I feel like, but you know, if you have something that doesn't exist in the real world or is just too difficult to shoot, miniatures can get you pretty far, if not all the way there. George Lucas loved miniatures before he decided CGI was the only thing he cared about, so there's that. Yeah, another honorable mention, stock footy, baby. Somebody has probably already shot whatever overhead shot, aerial shot, you know, helicopter shot you probably need. And so as long as you're telling a story where you don't need to literally see your character down in the shot, you know, driving a car, walking around or whatever, just buy stock footage. And if you're any good at VFX, you could probably just plop your character right in there and then make it work. So number 5, it's the helicopter. Dude in a helicopter, or helicopter with a camera mounted on the front and an operator somewhere in it. Big, expensive, dangerous, flashy, Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise level stuff. It's been the standard forever, and forever I mean 60 years. You got to get permits. Only the highest level movies really need it. I'm ignoring news helicopters because I feel like that's a completely different thing. But for all intents and purposes, I feel like drones have replaced them. But helicopters have been doing it. Now we got drones. Now we got the big drones. So these are not the consumer little dinky, you know, like fits in your backpack drones. These are dedicated monster drones that can hold full cinema camera packages, and they're big and they're yeah. So again, the FAA treats them like helicopters because they're obviously safer in that you don't have a person inside the helicopter flying it, but you don't want to drop that on somebody because it's still going to be devastating. But yeah, they're safer, they're smaller, they can fit cameras more easily, and they can fit in like weird spots that helicopters really can't. In fact, Mr. Michael Bay had that drone guy do Ambulance, that movie he made that there's flying drones the whole time. So they're awesome, especially when they're stabilized like this. You got a big stabilizing thing on there. So yeah, you want to go overhead, you want to go full, you know, balls to the wall, Michael Bay level of it. Get a drone. If you're Tom Cruise, you're getting a helicopter. For everybody else, can you justify just you know, a really long stick? Because that's going to be probably the best bang for your buck. Is no permits, no arguments. Anyway, that's what it is. 5 levels of helicopter shots. We'll probably do another one of these at some point. So if you liked what I did, or you're into it, or got thoughts on it, let me know. Like, share, subscribe, comment below. That's what it is. Catch you next time.